markets, we have a research team joining in with what the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. We have Ekta and Nigel joining us now. And Nigel, who is also celebrating his birthday today. So very, very happy birthday to you, Nigel.
Thanks a lot.
But Ekta, let me come across to you first. What is the market setup looking like today?
Thanks, Sonal, for that. And Nigel, wishing you a very, very happy birthday and a very successful many years ahead as well.
Thanks.
I'll just concentrate on the markets now, and Nigel will take it forward from there for the F&O space. But for the Sensex and the Nifty, you know, it snapped its 2-week losing streak. Both the indices were higher by around 2% each last week, so that's definitely a positive. Mid-cap index gained for a 12th straight week. The Nifty Bank also rose for 3 consecutive weeks. So we really had the momentum in place. Now, factors such as easing crude have definitely aided sentiment. We have the FIIs which have committed in terms of the cash market in the Indian market. So FIIs net bought over 2,000 odd crores in Friday's trading session, and DIIs net sold over 1,100 odd crores. Now, in terms of the cues, it is a lot about the macros. So, for example, you did mention that the ECB undertook a record hike of 75 basis points. Despite that, the European markets shrugged it off, closed higher. Inflation expectations, in fact, in Europe have now been hiked to 8.1% in 2022. And we had the US markets which closed higher. So the Dow closed 300 points higher. So it seems as though the markets are now concentrating on life beyond inflation, maybe some amount of commodity softening taking place, and maybe the fact that the worst of the Russia-Ukraine crisis could be behind us. Oil rose over 3% on supply threats, but net it has been lower. Dollar also was at a 1-week low. It has retraced from those 20-year highs. We do have important cues. So we have the US CPI data, which is on the 13th of September for the month of August, and that is expected to probably soften to 7 to 8% versus, say, around 9.1% that it was in June. We have the Fed meet next week as well. July IIP and August CPI this Monday, which is this evening today for us. A sub 7% reading for the CPI is what is expected. Asia largely in the green in terms of what's open. SGX also indicating a bit of a positive start.
Okay, all right. Ekta, thank you so much for all those cues. But a lot of stocks that will be in focus as well today.
Well, yes, I'll start with Reliance, and there is an acquisition of the polyester business of a company for a cash consideration of over 1,500 odd crores. There is a maintenance shutdown of one of their crude distillation units as well as their FCC units, so that would be in focus on account of that. Standard disclosure, it is the owner of the channel that you're watching. HG Infra, wholly owned subsidiary, has received a completion certificate for a project which costs around 952 crores. Gujarat Industries Power also in focus on account of an EPC contract which they've issued to KEC. IRB Infra, refinance of a project loan, that's why that's in focus. Trident, they've come out with their monthly business update, so do watch out for that particular one. Granules and PI have both denied the story of PI looking to buy Granules stake. ONGC has signed 6 contracts for discovered small fields. Maybe Sonal, you'll throw more light in terms of the details on that. Anupam Rasyan's tragic news coming in there. There's a fire incident which took place at one of their plants, and there were 4 fatalities, unfortunately, which were reported. Aurobindo, the Form 483 with 3 observations for the Unit 11 has been accessed, so that will react to it. And Titagar Wagons, they've seen a small investment from a unit of the government of Italy in their subsidiary in Italy, so that stock would be in focus as well.
Okay, that is a long list, Ekta, but thank you so much for running us through all of those important names that will be in focus today. And finally, to the birthday boy who is joining us with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Nigel.
Well, thanks, Sonal and Ekta, for your birthday wishes. And it's good to be back. Couple of years of COVID, I missed out, celebrating in the office, but happy to be back. And thanks a lot for all your blessings. Well, let's focus on the market then. The FI flows, there's something that really holds us strong. It continues in the positive terrain. So the FIs bought more than 2,000 crores. The DIs, well, they offset some part of that good work. They sold close to around 1,100 crores. On the F&O side of things, on index futures, well, there was unwinding on both the call on the long as well as on the short side on. And remember, the country remained net short on the index. So close to around 78% of the positions are on the short side. On index options, well, you're not really getting a direction out there because they're buying calls, they're buying puts as well. But on the writing side of things, well, they wrote calls very, very aggressively. That's telling you at higher levels, well, the bears, they want to put in a fight. Whether they'll be successful or not, well, time will tell. But in Friday's trading session in particular, the 17,900 call, the 18,000 call. Just take a look at the surge in the open interest. The open interest in a couple of those instances were up close to 50%. In a couple of instances, they were up even double and even triple, nearly triple out there. So aggressive call writing is what we saw. However, on the put side as well, the 17,900 put, well, that's sort of a lot of open interest build up, telling you there is some writing and there'll be support at lower levels as well. So what are the levels you're looking at? Resistance, 18,000. That's the mark the bulls want to get into. That's the mark the bears want to defend. But the 20 DMA, which is up for you on the screen, that should serve at a bit of a support. First things first, this morning the SGX Nifty suggesting a bit of a positive start. So let's see how things go from there. But some bit of resistance could creep in at around the 17,900 to around that 18,000 odd mark. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Nigel, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, Ekta, for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead.